Hi, I'm Peter Burlingame of the Self-Defense Initiative. Today I'd like to do a first look at the Eberlestock Gunslinger 2 pack, which I have on. And this is my first time seeing it, so I'd like to discover it with you and look at its various features. Just initial thoughts, I've got it just lightly loaded. It probably has about 20 pounds in it or so right now. It's exceedingly comfortable, very stable. I feel like bending over is fine if I needed to climb up on something. I certainly could use this under rough terrain, going through rough trails. Let's take it off and see what we got inside it. Now, the main reason it has its name of Gunslinger is that it is set up to carry a rifle. So whether it's a shorty like this M4 or a full-size rifle, it has an extension that comes out the bottom. And this can be tucked up inside, which I'll show you in a few minutes, so it's out of view and not a different profile. So the pack normally looks like this, but if you unfold this, then you can carry the rifle in it. And it's designed for a variety of rifles. So the M4 goes in it and sticks out the bottom, and you can see just a little bit of the stock in here. Now, if you were running a shorty, an 11.5-inch barrel or something like that, this would totally disappear. Can you access the rifle with the pack on you? I don't know. Let's find out. Yep, sure seems like you can. All right, so that's where it gets its name, Gunslinger. Now, this was designed for special operations and snipers, so it can hold full-length rifles. It comes with this cover so that if the rifle sticks up higher, this will go over the buttstock or the barrel and hide it from view. The base here is rubberized over the nylon. I believe this is 460 denier nylon, the ballistic nylon, very rugged and very strong. And it's wide enough that you can put the gun in butt first, if you desire. So if you like muzzle up, this will allow it. Personally, I like muzzle down. Now, if you are not carrying a rifle, you can. Actually, there's a zipper here. So if you had something really long, you could have it stick out the bottom of this. It would be exposed, but if you needed to carry, exceptionally long rifle, that's a possibility. It tucks up inside itself. When not in use. And what's nice about that spot is that if it's not carrying a rifle, a laptop fits in it very nicely. So if you're traveling, it will carry a laptop. And this is just the pouch for the rifle or laptop. There are fast connectors to keep that area closed. All right, let's look at the first pouch we have here. There's some really interesting attention to detail here that I'm fond of. The zipper pulls are set up to be friendly for gloved fingers, so they're some sort of rugged cord. It's not paracord, but similar with these rubberized loop on them. So they're very easy to grab and go with. They also have a protector for the zipper, so that provides a certain amount of water resistance. I'm sure it's not waterproof, but water resistance. Now the problem with these, if they're not done well, very often they can catch in the zipper. What Eberlestock has done is they've made it so it actually will fold right out of the way and allow ease of use of the zipper. Eberlestock uses YKK self-repairing zippers, so if it gets popped open, if you just run a zipper over it again, it repairs itself. Of course, we have moly webbing, and we have a zipper pocket here for your sunglasses or your eyeglasses. It's lined with a fleece microfiber, so it's non-scratching. This first top pouch is sort of an administrative pouch, and it's set up for a variety of things. It's got two pouches here that are sized to fit a 20-round AR-15 magazine or something similar. We have the typical pen pouches, so I've got a needle for doing decompression, tension in the thorax. Got our EMT shears, Israeli bandage. There's another pouch down here, which is pretty deep, but it's flat. So you could put a map or something along those lines. And then right in front of it, another flat zippered compartment, so you can put something that you want a little more secure, whether it's your passport, important papers, that sort of thing. So this is all, easy to access area that, if you were sitting down, you can open it up and you're in front of you and access things that you may need to get to. There's also one of these snaps for hooking your keys to, so they don't inadvertently fall out when you open up this compartment. Now, that top pouch is also part of the lid, and it's secured by two fast release buckles and opens up. And now we have access to the main compartment. Now, there's a lot of debate over whether you are better off with a top-loading pouch or backpack or a front-loading backpack. And you know what? With this, it's not a problem because it is both top-loading and front-loading. So you have access to that compartment either way, whichever you prefer. Some people like top-loading, some people like the others, and there's always that one time when you wish it was the other way. This gives you the best of both worlds. Now, because it's a drawstring and it comes above this, you could actually load this up a little bit above the height of the pack, and this can sit up here rather than down here. So it can accommodate quite a bit more if necessary. Of course, it's got moly webbing all over, so you can attach various things, and it has two side pockets on either side. Now, I have a stainless steel Geo bottle, and it does fit in there, but it's not really deep enough, so I'm not confident of that. So I don't think it's designed for water bottles. I think it's designed for other things. And there's one on the other side also. All right, so let's look inside the main compartment. It's probably easier for us to do this from the front. I also just noticed there's another pouch here, which would also be a good place for things you need to get to quickly, such as maps, binoculars, that sort of thing. The front of this has moly also, so you can put a pouch on that. So I've got my med pouch set there, and I have it in basically upside down, so when I flop it open, it's upright, and so you can access the med kit. And I just put a few things in here to get an idea of what it was like to load it. There are a number of pouches on the inside. The first two that are interesting are these two long pouches, which are for hydration. And they've put suspension clips on either side of them. So you can put a pouch here, and it's not just stuck in there, it's actually suspended from these hooks. And then on either side, there is a hole to get the hose out of. So you can actually carry two separate bladders and have a hose on either of the shoulder straps. I think that's a neat feature. We have more webbing on this side and this side, about halfway down, and then at the bottom we have pouches again. Let's take a look at the Geo bottle and see how that fits on the side. And it fits in that pretty nicely. So if you wanted extra hydration, water bottles might be a good choice for that. Of course, because it's got all the moly webbing on it, you can get one in any of the pouches that are designed for these or other canteens and attach them to the outside of the pack. There's two more smaller pouches on the side towards the bottom to allow you to organize your gear. There is one patch of Velcro here, so if you have your if you have a morale patch, you just have to display. You've got a place for that. Now, this is a full frame pack. It has a frame that it's all one piece. It's tubular aluminum, and it goes up through here, all the way around, and then back down. I happen to like a full frame. I think it really allows you to carry heavy weight comfortably. Some people aren't into it, and I'll talk about that in a minute. There's a flap at the bottom, and you can either run it, the way it's meant to be run is it serves to keep the top closed. So this flap and the top flap are connected. You can use that to carry something like a bedroll, a blanket, ground pad. You can also run it underneath this frame and secure a sleeping bag or other sleep system to the bottom of your frame if you don't want to take up room in the pack that way. The padding on it is amazing. Let's start with the waist belt. It's very thick and nicely padded, but they also have these quiltings in here to allow airflow. So not only is it going to be soft against you, it's going to be cool because of that airflow. There is moly webbing on that, so you can add pouches or potentially a holster, magazine pouches, med kit, that sort of thing, and it's on both sides. We have two very nice sets of padding that will go on either side of your spine. And you can see, talking about your spine, that this is sort of the lumbar region, and it's kind of rounded out to meet your lumbar, and then comes up to where the shoulders are. Now, not everybody's the same size, and that's the Eberlestock has taken that into consideration. The shoulder straps are adjustable, so if you pull this down, that up, we can then actually take this all the way off, and there's a series of, they call it a ladder, that you can move this whole thing up and down to adjust where it sits on you. And so it'll be the optimal for you. And when you're putting this on to test, the first thing you want to do is adjust the waistband and set it up so that the center of the waistband is at the point of your hip, the highest part of the pelvis that you can feel. You want to be on the center of this. Many people wear these too low. You should kind of sit on top of the hips, so the pelvis bone is carrying the weight, and that way you're not running it, across your glutes and restricting the blood flow there. So set that up, and then look for the positioning of this. Now, they have these straps here to bring the load closer to your body. You need to be careful of that if you overdo that tension, you can change the contour of this. They've got this designed so that it stays in contact with your body the entire space here. And if you tighten this too much, you can get a gap here and you'll have an uncomfortable ride. So don't overdo that. These are strictly there to make sure the pec sits vertically and it's not leaning backwards. If you start seeing this pulling away from you, then you've got these tightened up too much. Now, some people don't care for a frame, and Eberlestock has taken that into consideration. If I reach in here and hit another fast release button, that frees this up. And the frame actually comes out. And I believe they have different size frames available. So if you need a different size, if you have a longer torso or a shorter torso, that's available. So, or you can just run the backpack without that and just run it as a soft frame. So all in all, I'm really impressed with this. It's really well thought out, well designed. It's making waves in the special operations community. They're really loving this pack, and I can see why. They've really thought of it all. And it's well made. This is something that's going to, with reasonable care, will last you the rest of your life. Yep, good kit. I'm Peter Burlingame of the Self-Defense Initiative. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there.